Hi, I'm Abba Shapiro, a speaker for Future Media Concepts. In this lesson, we're going to take an image and use 3 separate color correctors to make an image really pop. The first one will be primary color correction, and then we're going to use 2 more color correctors to do secondary color correction. Now let's take a look at this image. This is a nice shot, but it doesn't have the pop that I want, especially being a high-def clip. So the first thing we're going to do is switch our layout to the color correction layout. Window, Arrange, Color Correction. Now we have scopes to make sure that our image is within spec. I'm going to select my clip, go up under Effects, Video Filter, Color Correction, Color Correct 3-way. I'm now going to take the clip, load it from the timeline back into the viewer by simply double-clicking on it and going over to the Color Correction tab. Now this image could be improved. The blacks are a little bit muddy and the whites are a little bit dark and my mids are low. So let's do a primary color correction just to get the scene nicely balanced. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move my black levels down so they're nice and rich. I'm going to bring my whites just so that it's nice and bright because it is a desert shot. And then I'm going to move my mid-range a little bit to the left because I want this to be a little more contrasting. Now we can quickly see what it was like before and what it was like after by clicking on this blue little checkbox and just seeing that subtle change, how the image really starts popping. But what I want is I want a really vibrant blue sky and I want really rich mountains. Now I could take the saturation slider and bring it up a little bit, and that can help, but it makes the green of the trees a little bit too green for my liking. So I want to do some secondary color correction. I'm going to go ahead, select the clip again in the timeline, go up under Effects, and choose 3-way color corrector. Now you'll notice that the last filter I used is always available at the very top of my pull-down window, so I don't have to go digging for that 3-way color corrector again. I'm going to simply click on Last Color Corrector 3-way, and now you see there's another tab. I'm going to select this tab and go down to the little secret disclosure triangle in the lower left-hand corner of the filter and open up Limit Color Effect. Once this is adjusted, I can now click on the eyedropper and I'm going to click on the blue sky. Once I have the sky selected, I go to my saturation slider, move it all the way to the left to see what part of the sky I'm affecting. And I have some of it affected, but not all of it. Holding down the Shift key, grab that eyedropper again, and select other parts of the sky. Now I can turn the luminance controls on and off, and this allows me to select more sky and also the saturation slider. So you'll notice my sky is perfectly gray now because that's the only color I'm working with. I can go ahead and I can move the slider all the way over to the right and really make that sky pop. If I wanted to give this a surrealistic effect, I could go ahead, let me close my disclosure triangle, and I could actually change the color of the sky by moving these wheels, and I'm going to be adding a little bit more red, making the sky a little more purple. Don't necessarily want that, so let me simply undo that by hitting Command Z and bring it back to my original blue sky. Now I also want to change the color of the desert. I want that to be a really golden brown. We're going to put a 3rd color corrector on, go up under Effects, select 3-way color corrector, and as you see now we have a 3rd tab. Once again, I'm going to click on the little disclosure triangle, and now instead of selecting the sky, I'm going to select the brown of the mountains and do exactly the same thing. I'm going to bring that saturation slider all the way to the left, hold down the Shift key, and try to select different areas of the mountains to remove all the brown. And we'll do one more click just for fun. And as you see, I removed most of the color from the mountains, but if I move this over to the right, I can really make them pop. Closing the disclosure triangle, I can also add a lot more gold to this mountain. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab the slider, and I'm going to really punch up how gold that mountain is. Now let's take a look at this image before and after the fix. We're going to go over here to the frame viewer, and if you notice, on the right side was our original image, and on the left side is our image that pops. Much bluer sky, much better contrast, really rich gold. As a matter of fact, let's do one more thing. Maybe instead of making it gold, let's add it a little more green so it looks a little more summer-like. And there we go. We go from a nice desert area to a much more lush area. So there you have it. 1 primary color corrector, 2 secondary color correctors. Our image pops. I'm Abba Shapiro for Future Media Concepts.